All right, that was SWV anything. So Texas just passed a law, understand this, where you don't, every 4 hours, you don't have to give people who work outside a water break. They abolished it. So some municipalities had a law that basically if you have people working outside in the hot sun, that you had 10 minutes, they have to have a water break every 10 minutes. Texas also leads the country in deaths by heat exposure, right? So they abolished the law that you do not have to provide water, that you have to provide water for people that work outside. The average age of migrant workers is 49 years old. Wow. The average age of migrant farm workers is 49 years old. And it's because the back-breaking work they do, the extreme heat or conditions they work in, and the pesticides they're exposed to. So the people who you're going to try to get rid of, who basically feeds you, build your buildings, make sure that everything runs, those people live 49 years. They're literally dying for your service. In Florida, they passed a law where if you helped a migrant or harbored one, or hired a migrant or harbored one, a family or not, it is a felony. We have other laws. You know, when we had the Trump administration, they were putting them in cages. What are these laws designed to do other than be cruel? And the fact that they appeal to a certain segment of our society, about half of our society, tells you the point isn't governance, the point isn't efficacy, it is cruelty. Who gets hurt? If you're working outside, right now what Texas has had extreme heat for 2 weeks in a row. If you're working outside and you can't, it's against the law to give it. And what is it about white people wanting to deny people, brown and black people, water breaks? Like they don't want people to, the bathrooms and apparently water are the things they draw the line at. They don't want black people to be able to stand in long lines and vote. And then you can give them water, and now you can't give migrant workers who are working in the hot sun, you can't give them water. Is it about governance? Is it about efficacy? Does it make the business better? Does it make your state better? Does it make working conditions easier? It doesn't. It appeals to cruel people. To people whose only desire is to see people that they don't deem worthy of being here suffer. They know they need them, and they know those people need to be here. So what they'll decide to do is be cruel in the absence of governance and great legislation. Name me something like, we're not going to help you. And what about that helps fix the inflation that you're supposed to be worried about? What about that fixes the unemployment that you're supposed to be worried about? What about that fixes the border that you're supposed to be worried about? It is only to be cruel. And the fact that literally half of the nation it appeals to, and the only reason they're doing it is because their constituents like it. And these are the people who talked about, who thump a Bible like, you know, the same people who want to put the 10 Commandments in their school. The same people who want to be able to pray after games and before games. Those same people now do not care how you treat people who are less than them. Doesn't the Bible talk about the way you treat a stranger? It is only to be cruel. So water, denying someone water in the hot sun, is what you call governance, is what you call great legislation. I'll call it what it is, and it was designed to be cruel in the service of your constituents. That's a little note from the GED section. We've got the Jazz Report coming up in 15 minutes. It's the D.L. Hughley Show.